So I've been spending a little bit of time on TikTok, and I found this uh, uh, person that uh, does kind of HR stuff, helps people get jobs, um, navigate organizations, those types of things. And her name is Tessa White. She goes by the name of Job Dr. Tessa, and she posts quite a bit on TikTok, but she's also on this YouTube channel. Uh, you can look her up under Job Dr. Tessa. But I want you to listen to this TikTok, and then I'm going to make some comments.
I just got a call from a senior executive, and here's how he started. I can't handle millennials. All they want to talk about is pay. All they want to know is what did you do for me lately? And then they job hop to the next job opportunity. Guess what I said? You better get used to it, because people have many choices of places they can work, and they're going to work a place where they feel treated well and where they see a career path that makes sense for them. And also, this is really important, their comp and their contribution has to get rewarded pretty immediate. Not a year from now, but pretty immediate. And honestly, immediate pay for performance seems like a pretty good idea to me. And also, you better be doing the right things if you want to keep your people. Hold your feet to the fire.
Okay, so pay for performance. The question becomes, if I doubled your pay, would your performance as an individual double? Still the same person. It's not, your performance isn't going to double. The only way to improve your performance is, get new skills or work in a better system and those types of things. So your individual performance is inextricably tied to the system that you work in. You can't separate the two things. And the larger the organization, the more difficult it is. I've worked with mostly a larger organization. I'm going to say, 1,000 plus employees. Now they have different divisions and things of that sort that may be smaller, but I primarily work with organizations with at least 150 plus employees. So a person's performance cannot be pulled out because the system is tied to it. Now, obviously, my method is called the 95 method, which means that 95% of the performance of your organization is attributable to the system that you work in, and only 5% is attributable to the individual and special events and causes. So the two things can't be separated, but it's very much comes from the thinking, what I call analytical thinking. And that is that we break down the pieces into departments, into teams, into units, whatever, all the way down to the individual, and think that, okay, well, give the individual these particular goals and they hit those goals and we add them all up and we'll get great performance from our organization. It does not work that way. The performance of an organization is exponentially more than the sum of its parts. So in other words, working on the interconnections of the system, training and all of the things that go into an organization, the IT that you have, the building that you work in, the technology that you have, everything. It's all in a system, and you can't pull out a person, a unit, a department out of that system. It's all one thing. Think of it as your customers see your organization. They don't care that they contact a contact center person, and that person either can help them or they can't. But they only see one thing out of your organization, and that is that interaction that they have with the contact center person when they're calling in, and they're either going to get what they need, or they're not. And ultimately, this is the way you need to view your organization. and I have whole training associated with taking you through so you can look through a customer lens and see things as a system. So this becomes very important because large organizations are ones that accomplish really big things, like building a car, or even large pieces of software, for a banking organization. I mean, all of these things involve a lot of different people in the organization. They play certain roles as part of this entire system. And you can't pull it out and say, well, you're worth this, because again, the system is greater than the sum of its parts. And just individual goals and pay associated with that individual, you just can't. They're not tied together. So I want to communicate that. Hopefully, I'll be able to find a way to get this to Job Doctor Tessa. But the answer really is, if you want people to do a good job, then give them a good job to do. And that's from Frederick Herzberg. So it's how well designed your system is that determines whether people stay or they go. It also determines what your culture is, in your organization. Culture to me is a little too esoteric. I don't know what that means. All you have to do is improve your culture, and it's free to improve. Well, okay. Where does that leave me? What you need is a well-designed system, and the first step to that is understanding the difference between analytical and synthetic thinking, and that we're all analytical thinkers by nature, but synthetic thinking is something that you're going to have to learn, and how to optimize a particular system as best you can. You could always improve. There's an endless amount of improvement associated with it. But a system is everything. It's all the people in it. It's all the technology in it. It's the building. It's the rules. It's the procedures. It's everything that you have within your organization. So it's one of the pet peeves I have, especially with people in human resources, is they have this belief, because they're taught in HR school, I guess, that you just go and you retain your talent by paying for performance. You're missing the larger system. What keeps employees there is a well-designed system that is born from synthetic thinking, that is has a well-defined purpose from the development of that synthetic thinking, and then having them participate in things like innovation, that they're involved, that they own their own work also, and that management's job is to remove the barriers for these people as they discover ways to improve their work, and come up with new products and services. That's really the aim. You'll be able to keep employees doing this. I don't know why organizations make this far more difficult than it really needs to be.